right, live and direct from Glen Rose, Texas. Got those medals.
Hey, boys got
some hardware.
I got the stacks. What?
Okay, it's 4:22 in the morning of the Dallas Spartan Beast Day 2. Sorry about the weird camera angle. I couldn't get my GoPro to mount properly on the dashboard. But here with my homie Liam Castro, we're ready to go out there and perform. Prime time, ready with nutrition. We just had some steak and sweet potato with grass-fed butter. Have the power oatmeal coming up next, and then hydrating with coconut, maple water, alkalized water. And I got to run the course yesterday. It was super muddy, so I have some intel on what it's going to be like. Hopefully today they actually let us run the full course. But yeah, ready to go out there and do our thing. And it's a big opportunity for him today, so it's the primetime money round. So see how it goes out there. Yeah. Get that. So yeah, we'll make another one when we get there. I don't even know if you can see this, but on at a Spartan. First 2015, and I'm about to do my second Spartan Beast this weekend. It'll be the hardest thing athletically I think I put myself through. Feeling pretty sore from yesterday, but ready to go out here and perform. Today was like way different animal than yesterday. Yesterday was definitely tough, but today it just kept going, and there was all the obstacles that we missed yesterday, so it was a good time out there. It was a mental challenge for me to just even, get through it.
Very muddy and slick. Like going down hills, you actually, instead of using the down hills, a lot of them you actually just had to be careful.
Yeah.
And bust
so yeah, and I know we both fell, and like I've never fallen. And what about? Oh yeah, there was just the amount of mud out there was unreal. Like there was an 8-foot wall, and I've never failed a wall ever in any race. And it was like as soon as you went up to it, there was so much mud. It was like ankle weights or gravity boots, like just like sucked your feet down. So I couldn't really. I was pissed. I did 150 burpees today too. That was not ideal.
I mean, we've done races where I think we've only done one set of burpees before. And
last year, like if you look at the video from last year, I only did 15 burpees because I failed one number on the memory challenge. I did everything else perfectly, but I think a lot of the Spartan staff or like people got wind that a lot of people thought last year was pretty easy. And you can even check the video. I'm pretty sure we both commented on how easy it was. And they made up for it this year. The weather helped. I think we angered the Spartan gods, and the Spartan gods decided to give us some big weather. And then also the course designer Norm really went full force on making it a little more grueling than expected.
I thought it was a tough course. Like I've never done that many burpees on a course, and at the end I failed 3 obstacles in a row, which was rough. I finished 11th. I think I probably would have finished around 8 or so if I had not done that. But
and what was your time?
I can't remember what it was, but I felt like this course was tough. But after doing it was probably a lot extremely tough for you today because you did the other one yesterday, so you're not gonna have your captain and stuff every night. But after doing World Championships, it was still a tough course. But
yeah, I mean, speak on World Championships a little because we never even did a follow-up video to the World. I mean, it's great to get out there because, like, if you've never done one of these races and you're watching this video, you might think, like, everybody who does it's crazy, and, like, maybe we're a little bit crazy, but it's also crazy to not do something like this because when you're this young, like, if I were to look back on my life from my 70s or my 80s and say, oh, I basically didn't use my 20s decade or, I didn't even push myself in that decade, it's like I'm not going to start pushing in my 70s and 80s. Like, it becomes way more difficult. Not only that, but it's also, like, really good for you. For me, it's an ego check every time I get out there. Every time I because if you see a little gain in the mirror or you're like, oh, my bicep and like this shirt is really tight, get out here and just run and like perform, and it's a totally different story.
Yeah, we've seen people that look like
chiseled gods.
Yeah, just
you know.
freaks. They look like freaks, and they can barely even do the course.
Yeah, you know, and today was a really good exercise for me, because yesterday I was ready to almost give up on doing today. And partway through in like the first 3 miles, I was like, there's no way I can do tomorrow. But then once I finished and I found out it was like how much distance I cut off, I was like, I have to do tomorrow. And yesterday, what partly got me through this was just saying like, this is my job, because like I'm really serious about when I'm like in a job or work in general. So I was like, this is my job. My job is to come out here and finish this race and perform well. And one thing I didn't do that I really wanted to do was beat the multi-rig, which I failed yesterday, and the rope climb, which I failed yesterday. And I was so close to beating the multi-rig today, but then, you know, once you get, they fatigue your grip strength, and then it's one thing to like use dual grip strength on like a rope or something, but when you gotta individually do it, it brings out the weaknesses or imbalances. So like my right's a little bit stronger because it's my dominant hand, so I need to work my left more. Once I got onto the individual stuff, it was like,
yeah. And you start practicing, like doing that a lot after we work out.
Yeah.
So you're already tired,
exactly.
But just do it numerous times, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, it's been a good season. I mean, he's done really well, and I've improved, and it's just
done all right.
Keeps why we do this, and there's like an infinite number of reasons to do this. And if you've never run a Spartan race, a lot of people would tell you to start out with the sprint. I'm going to tell you to start out with the beast.
Yeah.
Because then you know that you can do the other ones because they're shorter. Every course is different, but if you start with the beast, it just makes you confident.
It all started like 3 or 4 years ago, whatever, with Brendan just having the idea to do a race. But I'm gonna say, like, I've always been fit and worked out and stuff, but this has taken me to a more well-rounded in shape. Like, you have to be able to have your cardio up, but just doing all the different obstacles. So I feel like I'm in some of the better shape that I've been. But it all started with, one time deciding to do it, and now this was my 5th race, and I think
my
5th Spartan race. This was, I think, his 10th, but it's just completely changed. And like, I've always wanted to be like one of the harder workers in the room, the hardest worker in the room. But it's just like, whenever I'm facing some kind of challenge in work or something, I know it's going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what I do out here, I've never faced anything with work that's nearly as challenging as this, and understandably, because people wouldn't probably do the work if they had to do it. I mean, shout out to the people who protect our country and keep her safe, because I know they do. But just I'm talking about like a normal day-to-day job.
This is kind of counterintuitive and not what a lot of people would tell you, but I'm going to tell you to challenge yourself harder, so that in perspective you realize that your job is actually not as hard as you're making it out to be. I'm not running through mud or carrying logs or carrying buckets or like anything like that. And I mean, even if you do a physical line of work, this can still put that in perspective and help you get a better mindset about how you're gonna approach your attitude towards work and life.
It's tough. It's a rugged sport. The more you do it, the better you get, and so that's also one thing that's cool about it. You can always keep improving.
Yeah, and that's one of the things he's saying about like being a well-rounded athlete, and like both of us becoming more well-rounded. The course reveals your weaknesses to you. It's a teacher. You're going to school when you go out there. Even the guys who do 50 races a year, averaging like over 1 a week, 50 or more, they all still say the same things that we're saying when you hear them talk. Still try to improve, and they still get better outlooks on life with each race that they do. So, please like sign up for Spartan, Battle Frog, even a 5K. Start somewhere and just start pushing yourself and challenging yourself, because since we've started to challenge ourselves even more than before, I think it's changed both of our lives without a doubt.
Oh, for sure. And we also have talked about moving forward from here, trying to do a lot more different types of races as well, especially the Battle Frog, which we really like. They have tough obstacles, but also just branching out. But we're going to continue to do the Spartans, obviously, in our area, and hopefully 2016 World Championships.
2016 World Championships, Obstacle Course Race World Championships, Battle Frog Championships. We're trying to go to Europe. Like last year, if you look back at our Glen Rose video, the last thing I say before I turn off the camera is look up for World Championships and get a plan in place. We're going to make next year even better. And that's, the first people we told about, we want to do like a GoFundMe and start to share our story and get people to help support us, because this is an expensive sport at this point. And the first people that we even told that to offered us something, gave us something, and like we're the first people we ever even told about thinking about asking for support, supported us. What we can do is a community out here, very supportive, very positive. You know, when you get a big group of people together that are all wanting to positively change their life or push themselves or challenge themselves, it's just a great community.
Yeah, I mean, volunteers giving you a shout, like when you're running, telling you,
keep going.
Yeah, it actually, you know, it goes a long way. Like, I remember one guy, specifically in the World Championship, it was 4 of us lined up on the traverse rope climb, and he would shout us all, like, you know, just get to my voice or whatever. But even after you start running, you know, you think back, like, man, that's really cool that, you know, someone seems like he actually cares about.
Yeah, and he donated his time to be out here. You know, actually today what I did that I hadn't really done before, every time I was at a water station or talked to a volunteer, I said, thank you for being here. You know, thank you for being out here. Because it's also, we both volunteered at the Battle Frog, and if you want to look at that, just check out the video we made for that. And it's amazing to help people, like right in the moment when you're mentally unsure of your capabilities, when you get some positive encouragement, it really helps. Like he was at the finish when I was finishing the last couple, and like just him pushing me on, like I sprinted as hard as I really could to the finish line. That was one of the most like demanding things I probably put my body through, was even after all the 14 miles, like to full sprint to the finish line. That was like, it was tough. But you know, I got to the end and I realized yesterday and today, I think were better examples of like me giving my best and like knowing that I really didn't have that much more I could have given. You know, I could have yesterday perhaps like given a couple more areas more of a fast pace, and same with today. But still, I know that at the end I did give everything I had at this point in my training and in my journey. That's what I had to give.
So, I mean, it was your second race in a row.
Yeah.
Which I think that's
kind
really
of depleted.
awesome. I think that's something that you should be proud of, because a lot of people don't even make it out for one, but coming, you know, doing back to back.
Yeah, especially after having doubts too. You know, it's like one thing to sign up for it; it's another thing to do it. Because I know a bunch of people who were signed up, and I didn't see them out here today.
I mean, this was an awesome race. Got another one down. We definitely know we have a lot of stuff we need to focus on.
And just making a plan.
Like he was saying,
we're gonna make a big old plan.
In his running, and I know I have a lot of stuff to focus on as far as improving myself in the sport. So I think we took a lot away from this, and I think we both had fun and enjoyed it.
You know, it's a great way to spend a Sunday. You know, I mean, a lot of people that we know. I'm talking to you, Auntie. We're probably still in bed at this point, and I got up at 3 a.m. or the daylight savings time kind of confused like what time we actually were up. But like we left around 4 a.m. and made it out here. And this is a pro tip: always get to the race early. I don't care if you're racing at 10. Be like one of the first cars there, because yesterday there was an issue with parking and people were complaining about the time it took them to park, which I heard was like 3 or 4 hours for some people. And it was an act of God and weather that caused that. It wasn't anything that anybody could have done on Spartan Race's behalf.
It's like a matter of preparing, you know? Like, you gotta prepare. What's that saying about?
Prepare to perform?
There's a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's not the one I'm looking for. But, you know, I've always believed that, you know, being prepared is, you know, one of the biggest aspects of accomplishing, you know, your goals. And so just even showing up early is something that goes hand in hand.
Yeah, so we both love this sport and it's changed our lives. And if you're watching this and need to change your life, this is the direction you can look, because I think it's like probably the best personal development tool out there, because you need to train to do it, and then when you're out there, it's going to be like a school of what you need to improve and work on. So thanks for watching. Many more videos to come, many more races to come. Stay tuned and follow us on YouTube, Instagram. See you soon. Spartan up.